Hello, how is everybody? Well, I don't know what I've put on the thumbnail yet because I'm still trying to think of it. But it'll be something like what I'm about to tell you. So I've got another stove. Now this is a stove with a little bit of a difference and a little bit of a backstory. It is new and I have used it, but it only arrived about a month ago. And it's from a company that was set up to make this stove specifically. Now this stove is my most expensive fuel stove I've ever bought. In fact, it's the most expensive stove I've ever bought. And we'll get to the cost of it and everything in a moment. So yeah, right. So I'll put it down and I'll show you exactly what it is, and I'll put up a few weights and things for you to see as well, because it's an ultralight piece of kit. Ultralight. Right, so the name of the kit is the Featherlight 700 and it's by Wildside Adventures. Two fantastic blokes, Timo and Sebastian. And I actually spoke to Sebastian, and there's a little story about that, but we'll not go into that just yet. I'll tell you about it in a bit. So what you get with this kit? Well, basically, there's some tea bags in there. You've got your pot, which is a titanium, Torx titanium 700 pot. And then inside the pot, so you've got your handles there, your lid. Inside the pot, exclude the lighter, that's mine. What you get in the kit is your fuel bottle, your stove, and a lot of thought's gone into this and a lot of engineering. I actually purchased this when it was on a Kickstarter, so I've waited several months for it to arrive, but give the lads credit, every step of the way you were told what was happening and what was going in, you were kept well informed. So it's a no spill alcohol stove, and I don't know if you'll make that out on there, but that fine mesh across the top. On some puck stoves you just got the carbon felt and it all burns. This does, but what that mesh helps to do is to dissipate the flame more evenly around it, so you get a better burn. I'll show you all that in a bit. So then nestled inside the pot is the cone itself. So we'll just unspring the cone. Now this, I've got to be honest, was the bane of my life when I first got it. I couldn't for the life of me get it to stay together. It just kept springing open all the time. And I got that frustrated, I contacted Wildside Adventures. And Sebastian, bless his soul, he actually phoned me and did a video call to me and talked me through it, because I was doing some things wrong with it. Yeah, and it's just a bit of practice really. You've just got to get this titanium shield to get its memory, and then everything's good. So basically the stove, I've got to stop saying basically, haven't I? The stove, the cone, sorry, just folds round. I'm sure you've seen this style before, you know, of how these go together. That just clicks round like that. As you can see, I've burnt this, so I've not burnt it, I mean it's got a bit of colour because I've actually used it. Now this is the part that was driving me mad, and I've not done this for a week or so, so I still might be a little bit out of touch, but you just got to make sure that everything's on all right. And the best way to do it, I found after Sebastian's marvellous tutorials, is these just slot in together, but keep a little bit of pressure on the backs. I'm hoping we get there without it all springing out. Look at that, and we're together. I'll just do this one here because that's not gone in right, but we'll get there, don't worry. There we go. And that's it. Sebastian, how happy with that? And I'm not joking, that was first time Sebastian. Straight with that guy. Yeah, so brilliant. So that's all together now. And what you do, I shall show you. Obviously the pot sits inside it like so, and your stove's underneath. Now the reason that they've not got the 700mm smaller diameter and deeper pot is because this pot actually boils water faster for a fuel stove. You know when you put water in a frying pan, you see how quick it boils? Well, but that's basically the same principle here. It's got more surface area, but it boils it quicker. And they've even engineered it. This is how much thought has actually gone into this. So when the stove's in there and this is sat on it, that is the optimal height from the flame to give you the quickest boil possible from the fuel. So what I'll do, I'll pop a bit of fuel in. I'll have to get a tray to put on here. I'll stick it on boil and we'll see how long it takes to boil. I know I've done it in here. I know this is ideal condition. I'm not outside, anything like that. It's in my kitchen. But it does boil really quickly. I'm really, really impressed with it. Right, so I've put a bit of fuel in that. I don't know if you can see this bottle was... I can't do it like that, can I? There's not much fuel in there anyway. I haven't even put the water in yet. There you go, I've popped some water in. There's about... Well, I'll tell you how much actually. About 400ml. About 400ml of water into that. So we'll give the stove a light. Yeah, we're going to light. Is everyone starting to get sorted for Christmas? That's lit, that. I can only just about make the flame out on it, but there we go, look. There we go. And as that spreads, that mesh causes it to give it a more even and burn, but it doesn't half go like once it gets on. So we pop that on there. As you can see, once this is in, it's a fully enclosed. It's a fully enclosed unit. There we go, we're on. So, what time should we say it is now? So, in fact, I could have started. So I don't even know where my stopwatch is on my phone. But at the moment, it is time-wise. Oh, look at it. What an idiot. Can you see that? 14:45. Where are we? 14:45. So we let that go for a little bit. We'll come back in a second. Here we are, back up here. Yeah, so like I said, it drove me mad to the point of like, what have I spent my money on here? I can't even use it. But it was all my fault. So I was doing it, trying to get it together completely wrong, and I was being all cack-handed. And now, as you see, it goes together no problem. Right, so the nitty-gritty and the nuts and bolts of it, and why is it the most expensive stove I've ever bought? Well, basically because it is the most expensive stove I've ever bought. This cost me, with postage and packaging, around about £90. Now, I backed it on Kickstarter because I've seen these before. They were originally called, they were called Storm and Norman Cone. Not this one, but the design. Chap used to make them. Unfortunately, you can't get them for love nor money because sadly, the chap passed away. Some people still have them, obviously, but they're like rock and horse poo. They don't. If you come up on eBay, they go for silly money. So this cost me £90, postage and packaging. Obviously, you've got to take into account that they just started doing this. It's all titanium. The pots themselves, them Chokes titanium pots, 40 odd pound anyway, you know, and then the stove and the titanium, and actually getting it to manufacturing, distribution, everything like that. So at the moment, this stove now retails you can buy it, that full kit, for £99. Now, what you've got to bear in mind as well, I know everyone's going, £99, because that's it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money for what it is. But this is an ultralight stove. That's the market it's obviously aimed at, is the ultralight people. And ultralight gear is not cheap, is it? It's expensive. It doesn't matter what you buy. If it's got ultralight attached to it, you can start you can start thinking this is going to be expensive. Yeah, so it is the most expensive stove I've actually got at £100. Well, £90 even, just for a fuel stove. But what a cracking piece of kit. And the titanium they've used, Sebastian actually showed me when he did the sort of a Skype call with me, when he was going through the things. You can actually bend it basically in half, and then it'll just come back out again. It's not cheap grade titanium. It's the expensive grade titanium. So it should be okay, and it should last. I hope it's going to last a long time. So yeah, so we're just waiting on this boiling at the moment. So when it's boiled, I'll bring you back. Oh, minutes. I'm looking at my mic because I've only just found out you can. Oh, there comes my magnet. You can control the record button on the camera. I'm going to switch it off. Watch. Hang on. But that now sounds like it's starting to boil, or it's coming to the boil. And I can't remember what we were on before now. We were on 1451 there now. So a little bit of me waffling and stuff. Yeah, I can see that. There you go, roll and boil that, innit? As you can see. So not long at all there, and there's your brew, or your water for your meal or whatever. So this is a bit tricky, because it is such a snug fit, just to get that out of there a second. But you can do it, you just got a little bit of patience with it. And there we go. I'm not sure how much of a full one. I think I did it before and I got about 2 cups out of that flame. So, right, what I will say is if you do get this kit, don't use this lid to snuff it out with. This isn't fire thingy, the seal in it, it's just a seal. You can carry fluid in it, and to put it out, just give it a blow. There we go, that's out now. And with this being titanium, it cools down really, really quickly. But yeah, if you do that, you'll damage the seal if you try and snuff it out with that. So don't do that. Just let it cool down, and then you can pop your top back on. Just wait for it to cool a little. Yeah, that's basically cold now. Slightly warm to the touch, but I can actually feel it cooling down in my fingers. The stove is still hot, so we leave that cool a little bit longer. But yeah, take it apart, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Obviously we just undo the interlocking connectors on it, and that's it done. Then we'll just roll it up. Now, Sebastian did tell me you can put this in 2 ways or the other, but one way the lid fits better, but I can't remember which way. So I'm just going to pop it in like that. There's my little fuel bottle. So we didn't really use much of that. That fits nicely in there as well. I mean, there's still room in there for a sponge or anything else you might want. I'm just waiting for that to cool. I'll give it a blow. Yeah, that's cooled down now. That's cooled down now. So we'll just pop the top back on. It's a little screw cap with that seal, as I said. That can go in there. I mean, you can put a lighter, like I have done, put a lighter in there. You could get a little cloth in that if you wanted to stop it rattling. But it's quite a nice fit, that. There we go. Can you see? I'm hoping you can see, and I'm not too far out the way here. Just clattering about. There's my tea bags. lemon tea bags. So yeah, that all just pops back into the bag. I mean, if you wanted to make it even lighter, you could ditch the bag, obviously, and just use them bands that you can get now, like X-bands or something they're called. But I like to keep it in the bag. Like you say, with the bag I can shove a few tea bags down the side there and whatnot, and I know they're there. That's it all fastened up. Plus, with it being that orange bag as well, that's nice and visible in my backpack. So if I want to stop and have a brew, I can just grab it and it's not hiding anywhere. Right, so there we go. The Featherlight 700 from Wildside Adventures. I'll drop the link down below as well for you to go on if you want to purchase one yourself. Go and get them, great lads. And they can't do enough for you help-wise, obviously, with me they couldn't. So yeah, there you go. I love it. I love it. I don't regret spending the money on it at all. Also you get a good feeling from helping a start-up company and get something back on the market again, isn't it? So have you noticed the bike in the background? That's my mountain bike. I've been tinkering with it. I've put slime in the tyres, so if I do get a puncture, it'll just seal itself as I'm thinking, have you seen my mountain bike? Do you want to have a look at it? Do you? Well, this time, Lord, you gave me a mountain, you know I may never climb. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, Lord, oh, hey, Lord, and longer. You gave me a mountain, don't you know you did? This time, oh yeah. There you go, mountain bike, so I could sing about a mountain. So what I've been doing, I've put slime in the tyres. This hasn't got a motor on it, by the way. The wife's not too pleased I've been doing it in here, but it's like minus 85 outside, and a little mud guard on the back, which it didn't have. And they're my water bottle carriers, and I've put an extension bar in to raise the handlebars, because they were a little bit too low for me, a little bit. Do you like it? Just a little bit. Right, there we go. So, not a lot more else to say, really. Yeah, I've been mega busy, so I've not had a lot of time to do anything. My diet's going well, so is the exercise. I'm still keeping up with that. I weighed myself the other day and I've lost, wait for it, drum roll, where's Tim Connolly when you need him? Drum roll. 10 pounds I've lost in, well, just a little over a week in 10 pounds. I'm weird, I missed the first 3 days, so we're 7 and 3, 10 days, 10 pound in, yeah. Now, I do know, don't get me wrong, I do know that normally when you start a diet, especially when you're as big as me, you lose a lot of weight very quickly to start with, especially your first week. And then it'll drop off and probably hopefully start settle down to be around about 2 or 3 pound a week. But with the exercise, you can still get the bigger losses and stuff. But sometimes when you do exercise, you actually put weight on. Your body is changing shape. But if you haven't done exercise for a while, you suddenly start doing it. What happens is your body will retain water to surround your muscles to help them repair because they're not used to doing it. So until that phase is passed and you start peeing it all out, you could see that you think, oh, I'm not actually losing any weight. But that's why you should always take measurements as well. You'll normally feel it in your clothes, but you will be losing centimetres, inches, whatever, from certain parts of your body. But your weight might not be changing just because you're holding on to water. Anyway, enough of that. Everything's good. Enjoying it. Yeah, so there's that stuff. What do you think? Do you think it's too much money? Do you think it's acceptable for ultralight setup? For a ultralight cook setup? Yeah, there you go. Right, I hope you join me singing. Everybody does. don't. Right, whatever you're doing, enjoy your weekend, guys. I'm going to try and get this Friday now, so I'm going to try and get this up tonight at some point. And I'll catch you on the next one. If you don't subscribe and you found this helpful, give us a thumbs up and then get subscribed. Cost you nothing, and you listen to me and my dreadful voice. Right, love you all, loads, millions. Catch us later, bye. Mwah!